agenda where it's at, bitch.
Guys, welcome to episode 8 of the West Comics. My name is Frank. Sonny is here.
Welcome back, boys. How we doing today? Cool shirt number.
Wow.
I don't know. I just do it in my sleep.
I thought we were going to say cool shirt, Sonny.
Oh,
You shouted out yourself.
Yeah. Cool shirt, bro.
Anyway, back to me. Uncle Nephew Shane is here.
Oh, that's awkward. Hey.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Good pin. I like that. Fantastic Four, Dr. Doom.
Hey.
Very fitting
I'm
for the
wearing
news.
I'm wearing my Dr. Doom pin, everybody.
We might be talking about that in a little bit.
Good morning.
Certain casting
Yeah.
announcements that might not be that big of a surprise.
Finally, right?
Oh, really?
Finally, officially, yeah.
So I'm topical for once.
You are.
You're on topic for
Stay
once.
on topic.
Over there in the lounge, we have our copper droppers.
Oh.
The hot dog, corn dog, Paul, and and sultry.
Keeping
How's
it real.
everybody?
Guys look comfy over there.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting
Lord.
for an incoming Tanya
I was
comment
going to say,
about
shout out Tanya.
Marcus and
This feels
Paul
great, by
not
the
wearing
way.
shorts.
What?
Brother Marcus is over there as well. Hi, Marcus.
Hi. Good evening,
He's like, what did I do?
I'm just chilling.
You didn't do anything.
I'm so glad that's his hook.
Guys,
Not yet,
please
at least.
welcome our special guest to the Las Vegas local artist in the area, friend of the show.
He's cute. He's cuddly.
He's making Frank nervous. He never fumbles over the intro like that.
I know.
He's
going
one of
on?
my good friends.
I was thinking of 5 things at once. Please welcome James Stone.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thanks for James. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with us. We do appreciate it.
I'm just glad I made it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a madhouse.
It's a
around
lot of
this
stuff
area.
going on with the traffics in the downtowns, but you made it safely.
Little
Safe and sound.
little construction maze going
little
on.
bit, little
God.
Yeah, when
Squid Game, a little.
I was like, I'm at this street and this street. You go, turn left here. And I'm like, where's that at? And the map's like, you need to go 4 blocks around. And I'm like, what?
yeah.
I was like, I should have said which direction I was facing.
Yeah, that would have helped.
Yeah.
I just assumed.
yeah.
Like, just turn left.
He's like, where I'm at is closed. Go left.
It's like at the plaza. It's like, where's the studio?
It's like, do you want red or blue? And you're like, yes.
Just barrels through the wall here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kool-Aid.
He's gonna knock a chain link fence down and just like end up in the parking lot.
Chickens.
It's just a me-shaped outline.
Just in the fence. Point is, you made it. Thank you for
Yes,
being
I
here.
appreciate you
Thank
being
you. I
here.
Time out
appreciate
of your
you being
evening.
offering me here.
Where did you first start off? Like you got some creator-owned stuff we're going to talk about in a little bit, but where did you start or where'd your interest begin as far as
Origin story time.
Origin story
origin
time?
story time?
Yeah.
Born and raised out here in Vegas. And my brother is 4 years older than I am, one of my brothers. And he always collected comic books from the 7-Eleven. He'd pick them up, 50, 75 cents, bring them home. My little brother and I are always trying to read them. And eventually he got tired of that. And we should just do some drawing, just draw these characters and
Mm-hmm.
just do makeup characters of mashups like Batman's ears and Superman's cape and Aquaman's boots, that type of 4-year-old stuff. And eventually, my dad was like, "Why don't you just make up some of your own stuff?" So we did, and generic characters from there, and it kind of petered off from there. I would get comic books at random, and it wasn't until like high school that I started actually picking it up. Like again, going to the corner store, even the pharmacies were having comics in there, and I'd pick them up every once in a while. And then I started up the defunct comic club at high school,
Nice.
and from there it was kind of really learning about all the steps of what it is. Like I didn't know how to make panels, I didn't know how to write the word balloons. Had to be editor and make sure everybody else was on track, and that was a nightmare because we're all like 16, 17 and didn't care enough. And
I get that now.
yeah, as an adult, nobody cares. And
Not at all.
from there, I just kept sketching, and a lot of it came from my older brother. He was the one that, when he was drawing, like as good as like I was at like 19 or 20, that's how good he was at like 11 or 12.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? And he was always like my inspiration. He's always like, "What are you working on? What are you doing?" And
Keeping
when
you
I
on
was
your
at
toes.
yeah, when I was in high school, or as I got into high school, he left. He moved out to the other side of the country, and like a lot of guys, I'm gonna go join a band. Never practiced once.
Shane.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like me and my friend Dave, and he's like, he lives in Tallahassee, and I live in Orlando, and I'm like, the map
It doesn't work like
in
that.
real life. Like,
It's only this far apart.
yeah.
I get there in seconds for practice.
I high five him through the window in the morning. No. And so he never once picked up the guitar. He sold it within a couple of months, and then got into like swing dancing, and he's an instructor for that now.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy how big it is out there.
Really?
But yeah, I went out there for a vacation, and he's like went to one place, and it's like, "Oh, the dance isn't starting till 8, so we got to go somewhere else." And I went. There's like 9 dances.
It's like a pre-dance.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's like
Like a
break
pre-dance.
dancing in the 80s. Like you could find it everywhere.
Wow.
The Power 97.
Shane was a
Yeah.
Shane was a breakdancer in the 60s.
It
The
explains a lot.
60s?
He invented
How old do you think I am?
70s.
Shane was doing the jitterbug.
Right.
He invented it.
Like doing the
Yeah, but it was in the 60s in the back. Unfortunately, he couldn't be in the main. Floor. You do remember what the 60s were like? I mean,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, man. You and
But
Quan will
in
be
his
great
verse,
friends.
in
I'm
his
very
universe.
likable. You never know.
I know.
I might have been able to get by in that time.
He's just like, no, I'm like Al Jolson, everybody.
Hey,
That's all right. He was in the bathroom giving perfume and cologne out, spraying.
Mints and what
Is,
have
that,
you.
Yeah,
what, is that
mints.
what they called it back then? Giving him mints and perfume in the bathroom?
That's right. He was the elevator dude. What floor, madam?
so what else did you?
Oh, you're trying to get it off the topic now? Oh, you don't want to talk about you anymore.
How much time do we got?
There's got to be a way to get out of this. Go ahead.
Okay. So
I've never
eventually
seen Shane try to do that. But
That was good. That was kind of a first there.
Wow.
I would like to say it's the first time I've ever seen you
it's
do
usually
that,
the
but
other way
yeah.
around.
Yeah. You get some XP points for that.
You're great.
So where were you?
Go ahead.
Where was that? Oh yeah. So pre-internet, or as we know it now, 2007 or 8ish, my brother was asking me at night when he had free calls. Well, in the afternoon I was here without free calls. That's how long ago it was. We tried to do some comic stuff, and it would always be like he'd write me a script, 2 paragraphs, and then I'd have to be like, well, comics are like 20 pages, right? So I have to learn to make gutters and learn what gutters were for panels, and how to place art so you can actually put words on there, not just a full face and then cram it in there. And he would get it back and he goes, "This is great, but I don't know what any of this means." I go, "You wrote me 2 paragraphs, bro. Like, I don't know what." He's like, "I don't remember what that was." I'm like, "Yeah, because it takes a week for anything to get to the mail." So once technology caught up, we were able to instant message through MySpace and Facebook and share galleries. And he was
It's
like,
hard to believe. Yeah, it's been.
I know.
MySpace.
I know.
Jeez, man.
"Yeah, I missed the Friendster wave." But
Yeah. No, those were good days. I got a lot of gigs as a musician through MySpace, actually. Having a MySpace music page.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
what
all
that was.
him and Tom Hardy. Right?
That was the main
rapping.
thing it was from.
Yeah, like if you didn't have a
or-
business card, you'd just be like, "Hey, are you on MySpace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me a friend request. All right, cool. We'll get together and jam."
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of gigs that way, early
That's
on.
to think about like how I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that long ago in reality, but
Right.
where
it
things
is.
are now,
It is way.
you know?
It's ancient now. It's crazy.
When did MySpace start?
Bro.
Like 2006 or something.
Yeah, 2005.
2003. Yeah.
2003.
I used to stay up and like decode my page and have like the
Oh, you had to learn,
like the matrix
HTML?
sign,
Yeah.
the matrix sign, but it's all
Nah,
dollar
you,
signs.
you know what you wanted to do? You wanted to get the song on your profile that would get you the most girls in your messages.
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
But the craziest thing about MySpace was most of the time it was public on your wall, so everyone could just see the conversation you saying stupid crap to women.
Sure.
I just wanted to post a YouTube video on my wall. That's
I still have my page.
no way.
Oh, they archived it.
Are there
good.
any dates anywhere?
Quan 5996.
Oh,
That's it.
Oh.
As far as you can go.
That's it, everybody. You've been
Yeah.
hacked.
Does it have
Not
your music
everything
on it
works.
still? Dang.
oh man.
Last I heard, like maybe 10 years ago or so, they I think Justin Timberlake bought it
What?
because they were gonna
Yeah.
do it. They were gonna do something. They were gonna revitalize it, and then it just
Didn't go anywhere.
didn't
So
go.
like we started with music, we're gonna end with music, and they're just like, I don't care anymore. I'm married to Jessica Biel. Let's go.
Right.
That's funny.
So please continue.
Yeah, MySpace.
So MySpace.
Back in the old days.
So anyway,
Yeah, so my brother's like,
1960s.
he would ask me, what are you working on? This or that. And he goes, so you just draw in your sketchbook? And I'm like, yeah. Who's that for? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, who's seeing that? Again, all pre-social media. And I was like, I don't know. I showed it at work, some friends. And he's like, well, let's do something with that. I was like, well, if I'm going to do a book, I want to get paid, right? Yeah, and he's like, don't we all? But he's like, you're already drawing for free for nobody,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
So let's put that energy into a book. And so we did. And he's like asking the questions like, what's this? What's that? I didn't know where to get paper from, the right size. I didn't know where to get the right tools. And he's like, what would make it easier? And I was like, maybe digital. I'd heard about this program that they were using in Japan called Manga Studio. And so he's like, well, what would you need to do the best job with that? And I was like, well, the dream is like a Cintiq, which is like an HD screen you can draw on. And I was like, but my computer's not fast enough to run
To
it.
even run that,
So
yeah.
I was, big tube TV almost, and I'd get home and turn it on, go take a shower, clean up, eat dinner, come back, it's still warming up.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
like
remember
the hard
those
drive
days.
was like 2 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that day. Those
Fucking
days.
turn the cranks and get it started. And
Hamster.
yeah,
Hamster wheel, just like going.
that kept my brain going. That's the only thing alive in there. So he's like, all right, let's get you a new computer then. So I did, and then backtrack to like 2002 or 3. He stopped by for a vacation, and he just surprised everybody, which was great. But like, I would have liked to have had a day off to hang out with him.
Out for sure.
And I had like one day, and he's like, hey, I'm working on this project. I want your help. And I was like, all right, cool. He's like, I did designs for a kid's book, and I was supposed to draw it. I was like, supposed to? And he's like, yeah. Can you help me out doing it? And I was like, well, when was it due? He's like a month ago.
Oh no.
I was like, cool. When is it due now? And he goes, can you do it by tomorrow morning?
Oh,
and I was like,
no.
are you kidding me? And I did.
Sick.
I drew like a 13-page kids book, and it's not like little kids doing stuff because they were little kids. And then,
Right.
but like it's these things, and it's called the wiggle wobbles. They're these stout little dudes that look like footballs. They have long arms, feet, warts all over, 6 eyes, 2 mouths, 9 ears.
Not stick
and
figures, you're
there's
saying.
3 of them, and I got to draw all these guys in multiple poses, never before, overnight. I did it in like 13 hours or something like that, and turned it to him, and he added color and sent it off to the guy. 4 years pass, something like that. He's like, "Hey, the wiggle wobble's done." I'm like, "What are you talking
Where
about?
is-
what is
Wiggle,
that?
what?
What is
that?
What?
Yeah, and he's like, "You remember you did this book?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Yeah, no, it was like overnight. I didn't live with it long enough to remember." So it took like an hour on the phone, just like, "No, you did this." I'm like, "You're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about." So it came in. I got some copies. I sold them. I got like a tablet that I could connect to my computer, and from there I was running, and we did our first book, and I've been going ever since. So 2009 we started. We printed it in
Nice.
2010. We have our second series we're still working on. And from there I was able to go to conventions, meet other people, and they're like, "This is where you get paper from. This is where you go for printing.
Nice.
This is where you get the
Beautiful.
pens." This is the type of programs you can get to do this and that. And it's just been ongoing since
We
then.
met you at the Amazing Comic Con, I think. Not the
I
last
ran
one,
up and
think
assaulted
before
Shane.
that.
and
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
like, who's
and that's
that? And then I walked.
No, you came up and insulted Shane. I said, I like him.
I go, that's Stone. And you're like, Stone? I go, yeah, I work with them at the job.
I was going to
site.
say, yeah, how
We've
far
known
back
each
do you
other
guys
like
go back?
9 hours over 20 years, over
Yeah.
40-second conversations.
We bumped into each other at our mutual job.
Yeah.
And we just we cracked wise. Of
course. Yeah, we talk shit about people.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the language
Sounds
volume
funny.
is on here.
Yeah, you're okay.
Just
Okay.
back and forth like all the time. Yeah, and then we became fast friends, and here we are.
That's
One
cool.
person I knew was like, hey, this guy Shane also draws. And I'm like, cool. So I was
Yeah.
looking for artists, and I said, hey, can you just do a character sketch or something? And he did, and it's no arms, no legs, just like
A head or
a head and the torso. And I was like, cool.
Good.
Cool?
I don't know where to use that. It's in a box somewhere.
Let's just go back to being friends.
Yeah, I don't know who told you I draw, but I barely draw. I just
Yeah.
draw characters, and
It's
Frank knows this
more
too.
than most people.
I mainly drew caricatures of Frank, Frank, the big eyes, and all this stuff like
Aw,
that.
Cute man
People thought
crush.
I was just, I just made fun of him at work. So
Chibis,
people thought I was an artist, so that caught fire. But
It caught fire.
That was the start of
Caught
it.
fire, burned
I mean, I
down.
was
I
like,
put him
yeah.
on the map.
I saw that and I was like, you know
That
what?
was
Let's
his
not
muse.
do art. Let's just talk about nothing.
Nothing.
And be
And
friends.
sure enough,
Yeah.
that's
And
what
sure
we
enough, it was 20 years of nothing.
And there was one time where Stone was doing. You were doing interviews. You did you said
For the
was in a
property,
band.
yeah.
and I was in a band at the time. And
Oh,
Stone
that's right.
goes,
My
"Come on."
podcast.
Yeah, your
my now
podcast.
defunct podcast. Yeah.
And he goes,
The
"Come
Aunties
over."
of Darkness.
Yeah, come over and talk about your band and whatnot. And all we did was just crack.
We were
wise
at
the whole-
Samstown and we ate and we just talked about nothing. Like, what was it?
Nothing.
Like there's some band called like the Purple Potato, something like that. It was a cover band of a Steely Dan or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're like, how great would it be if Steely Dan opened for the Purple Potato? Like it was
Full circle.
yeah, like
It's like poetry.
they couldn't
It
even
rhymes.
headline their own show. It was so. I'll never forget that. It was so funny.
We riffed on that for like 30 minutes. It was the funniest thing ever. I think I got drunk. Matter of fact.
Oh, you do, you know.
Oh, surprising.
I had a good time.
And then I took advantage of it.
Was Truly out back then? Was
No.
what was it? What were
Jack
you drinking?
Daniels.
I only
was.
drink Truly here. I drink.
It was what's it called? What's the 40s called?
Oh, OE.
OE,
Get
yeah.
that, get
I
that
was
old
gonna say
English.
Four Loco. That's how long ago it probably
Mad
was.
Dog.
Colt 45. I had a Colt 45. You know.
You got to say it. Like
No, I
that.
think you got to talk through your teeth like Billy D. Williams. And be like, hey, I got this Colt 45 right here.
I've had
boy."
one time and I never went back to that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Aw.
What does it taste like?
Fine. Whatever.
I don't know.
that bad beer?
Gasoline.
Pure gasoline.
Gasoline, dude.
Okay.
And the VO5.
Okay, so it's a paint thinner. So you just pour it under your car and you can kind of blend in the scratches.
You
Okay.
could also put it in your car and run it.
Okay. So it has an octane rating. Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
If you run out of
Your
gas.
skin doesn't get that glossy like Billy D without having
Makes your engine run.
I don't know how
Gives you
we even
confidence.
got to this topic,
Yeah, I don't either.
but it's
Shane
fun.
drinking.
Yeah,
Oh,
Shane
Shane started talking about
always
drinking.
comes around to that.
Sure.
We're gonna check out this trailer from this past weekend. I guess it's one of the more hyped trailers people have been talking about.
Why'd you say it like that? One of them more.
One of them more hyped trailers.
We all go a little southern.
A little bit.
Darn tootin'.
Scotch.
Let's check. See my belt buckles.
Coach.
The official trailer, I guess teaser, dropped this past weekend during this. What was it? The Puppy Bowl.
Yeah.
past
Usher's
weekend.
concert. Usher's concert.
During the Usher concert over the weekend. The-
Taylor Swift's after party.
the official
dope.
trailer for Deadpool
Yay.
and his friend. We're gonna check out the trailer real quick here.
I think he was real excited about that.
I am, dude. Of course you guys know how much I love Deadpool. I did a podcast with the Deadpool mask.
He's all serious. Sonny's all serious.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that wig is a hot mess.
That
years,
Alan Thicke
for
hair
sure.
is amazing.
But I'm happy. That is because of each and every one of you. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Make a wish, buddy.
Wade Wilson? Who's asking? Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that supposed to be scary? Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
That's an Emmy right there, or an Oscar.
Not an Emmy. For all the media.
Soiled yourself while unconscious. I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me.
Sure.
Wait.
It's Tom Bombskins.
You are special. This is your chance.
To be a hero among heroes. I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
Stuff, man.
So sick.
God, please! Oh my fuck! God, I love this part.
Pyro.
Wait!
Yeah, Pyro.
Don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
It's not yet rated.
I like the fact that they call it Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not Deadpool 3. You know what I mean? That's kind of nice.
They trademarked
Right.
a couple different names. It was Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Friends, Deadpool and Wolverine, and there was something else I forget. But I'm glad they went with that one as
yeah,
well.
that,
Is it
that's
Deadpool and X Force or something like that?
I'm not sure, but it looks awesome. I like how they didn't give us too much Wolverine, but he's like in there, of course.
right.
You know,
Right. We've
it looks
already
funny.
seen the teasers. Yeah,
That's fun.
Not a ton of stuff that we hadn't seen. But I mean, that's okay.
Right.
I'm all right with that.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get our full of like cameos and wow moments and all that kind of stuff. We got Pyro. That's
Yeah,
really
that-
cool.
that's really cool.
Kind of comic accurate suit that he was wearing, which I always respect. Deadpool's suit is a little bit like cooler. I don't know, more red, and I don't know, looks a little cooler.
Yeah.
That reload scene was extra badass.
That's
so
great.
sold for me. I don't know.
The kid, real quick note, I'm going to get your guys' reactions to the
That was mine.
trailer over there.
No kidding.
The kid that did the Lego sequence for Across the Spider-Verse
yeah.
remade that sequence
Oh.
with Deadpool, with Lego Deadpool.
Really?
With
Really?
him loading the clips.
Is it good?
It looked cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magazine.
That kid got hired because he made a...
It's like Legos make it 10% cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Minimum.
Absolutely. What do you guys think of the trailer, Paul?
I liked it. I didn't know that the TVA was going to be involved. I don't know how I feel about that. I definitely don't not like it, but it feels weird. And I think that's just because we're not used to seeing the Fox stuff in with the Marvel Studio stuff. But I'm so excited because I think, like, I've heard some theories and they're actually, I think, pretty interesting about how because he can break the fourth wall, he is the person that the TVA recruits to go and do whatever it is he's doing because he his mind exists on a different plane than everybody else's, and that's why he's the guy for the job. Probably just a fan theory, but an interesting one nonetheless. But the thing I'm really excited about this, and I'm sure that's most people, is the dynamic between him and Hugh Jackman and seeing them.
Sure.
I really love, Marcus and I were talking about it the other day. Marcus likes the yellow and brown, and he kind of wishes it was that. I love the yellow and blue Wolverine costume, and I'm so excited to see it in live action. Finally, him being something other than black leather or a tank top will be super cool.
Yeah.
And I want him to get the mask at some point.
They released images of the mask. It looks really dope.
Well, I heard you're talking about that yellow and blue one that was in a case.
Yeah.
I heard that was not. I heard that was not for the movie. I heard it was just
That was
a
from the,
fan experience.
That was
thing.
from the Wolverine movie, and they recolored the brown mask because it's from a cutscene. Because there were gloves in there.
Pissing me off.
when they open it up on the train or whatever. But no, I think it looked really cool, and I'm very excited to go back into this part of that universe. And Ryan Reynolds is a lot of fun to watch as Deadpool, and
the
Hugh
time,
Jackman's dope.
Yeah.
What do you say? I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei.
Marcus, what about you, bud?
Some of the same sentiments. I mean, I'm excited because this was, the Deadpool movies came out in a time when, the Marvel universe was good. So
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to seeing some of that stuff that was good in that realm continue. Yeah, even without the TVA, you still kind of get a teaser for it it's going to be a multiverse. There's going to be something multiverse related in there because wasn't his girlfriend killed in the second one?
Yeah, all those people
Right.
and a lot of those people in that were dead. I think.
Yeah,
He used
yeah.
Cable's time machine in the last movie. That's why the TVA is.
Yeah,
after
the whole
him in
ending
this.
it was just him like
Yeah.
slapping it and going woo,
Yeah.
and then going back and killing himself with Green Lantern. And
Yes.
killing himself in the
Yes.
rain.
I love
right,
that.
right. So even without the TVA, you still got that suggestion that there's going to be some multiverse implications, but at the same time, with the TVA, I guess it does give you more of the modern connection, with Loki and all the stuff that's actually good. So that's going to help it a lot. Even though, yes, I have a soft spot for the John Byrne suit, the brown suit, as well as the X-Force, the black suit.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
But I'm looking forward to seeing the banana suit as well, the Jim Lee suit, because the 90s X-Men was my era. That's what I grew up watching, even before the comics. I was into the cartoons before I was into the X-Men comics. So that brings a lot of memories to me, for me, back up. And I want to see where we're going to go from here. Because at this point, I'm taking just everything at face value. I'm not really super excited for anything down the path after this, but I am excited for this movie. I'm taking I'm taking it a movie at a time at this point.
That's fair.
Fair. Yeah, at this point. No more far-reaching sort of like what is, speculations. And,
Just want this movie to be good.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree.
That's fair.
James, a two-parter question for you. First off, speaking of Deadpool, can you draw feet? And what did you think of the trailer?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was really cool. Not to be the whole nerd about it, but the yellow suit started back in the 70s.
Yes, you're right. You're right. With his
I
first.
still love you though.
He's like,
Nerd. Nerd.
That's true. Hulk 181. He had the
The banana suit.
banana suit, but it was with the shorter ears
And the whiskers.
Yep.
and the whiskers. Yes, absolutely.
you guys are nerds.
Thank you. We rule the world. I appreciate that.
You notice how he dodged the feet thing, just like Liefeld.
I charge extra for feet. I've got books of feet right here.
Nice.
Oh, do you now?
Oh, I do.
Sonny would like to borrow those.
Shane, what did you think? Oh, wow. Well, Shane, what did you think of the trailer there?
No, what do you think I'm going to say? You think I'm going to say something wild and off the cuff?
Yes,
Probably.
controversial.
I hated it.
Depending
Oh,
on
I
how many
knew it.
Trulies are empty.
No, those are still.
They're still good.
He's
Okay.
all right.
He's all right.
I dug it. I dug the Easter eggs that are inside it.
Of course you do.
Yeah, isn't there a Secret Wars book flapping around next to
Yeah.
him?
When he's
Yeah.
out on his back before Wolverine helps him up.
Is he laying across the 20th Century Fox
is.
logo?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Oh, and the dude in the white suit with his back at the table, people are saying that's going to be Patch, or a joke about Patch.
Oh, okay.
That'd be
A
cool.
joke in a Deadpool movie? I've never heard.
No.
That's unlikely.
Frank, what about you? What did you think?
Play it completely straight.
I'm
every time.
excited for it. I like the first two Deadpool films a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. My only concern is, are they gonna land is that gonna be like the most extreme joke that we get as far as the pegging thing? Are they gonna be able to get
they'll get
creative
more.
and push the boundary?
I was gonna say if
a
they were
little
okay
bit.
with a pegging joke in the commercial, then
they should be
Disney's
all
like,
right.
Should
yeah.
be.
Like,
should be.
people forget that Disney bought Miramax, and all the most violent Miramax movies came out after Disney bought
That's
it, like
true.
Pulp Fiction and
That's a good point.
Oh, wow.
the Kill Bill movies. Like that was all Disney.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
They know where their money comes from. So
I didn't even think about
So
that.
it'll be worth my parental setting on Plus when I watch Deadpool in like 3 years
Absolutely.
on the streaming.
Oh, right. So that should go It should go on there. Are the other Deadpool movies on Disney Plus?
I think
I
so.
believe
Yes,
so. Yeah.
they are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Deadpool 2 came on TV, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
That's the worst movie ever to watch on TV.
I know.
Yeah, you
I
can
was
just
like,
go
"What
watch
am
it
I
on
doing?
Disney
This is a nightmare to watch on
Sonny
television."
watches Showgirls on TV.
Showgirls.
What is it like? Edited down to like 60 minutes?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and the commercials and all this stuff, and they cut out everything. So I'm just like, oh, I got the plus. Let me just turn this on immediately, and I just started it right from where I was at,
And just
on
had
the
way
TV,
more
yeah,
fun.
and had way 1,000 times more fun. 1,000 times.
So have you guys seen any of the Troma movie DVDs? They had one for not Romeo and Juliet, but a film like that. And they said there's like a special PG version, and the movie starts with this woman walking down an alley, and a bottle hits her in their head, and she falls over, and then like a car flips, same car flip they use in every film. But like, here's the PG version: woman walks down the alleyway, gets hit with a bottle, and then the credits roll. Like, that's the worst scene. I was like, that was amazing. And I told Lloyd Kaufman when I saw him at a con that I'm like, that's my favorite moment in any movie.
Yeah.
Plus, when he's the blind director and he's looking this way and the scene's over here, and he's like, now show me horror.
I had a quick question.
There.
Who do you guys want or would like to see from any franchise pop up in this movie?
You.
I would love to.
That'd be
Is he franchised?
What if I just like was in the movie and I just didn't tell you guys? That'd be cool.
some kind of
That would be a
would not
foul.
be able to-
Actually,
I would
That
tell
be
you guys.
foul.
I would
That
break
like-
the NDA and be
the
like,
fact that you weren't even asked and you gave your opinion on Deadpool, you would tell everyone.
absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. Hey guys,
I'm in this movie.
Who would you
No,
like to
seriously.
see in the
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler?
which
okay.
one?
Kurt.
No, he meant like the
Oh,
emo
which-
one or Alan Cummings.
The emo
The one with real accent.
No,
Jake
Alan
Gyllenhaal.
Cummings, but that would never happen.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal's Nightcrawler.
That'd be dope.
Perfect.
Jake
That's such a
Gyllenhaal.
good movie. by
That
the
is
way.
a great movie.
I
could see that
would
joke.
like to see Ben Affleck Daredevil.
That would be fun.
That's what Brendan Riley said in the chat.
Oh, really? Me and him are friends.
That might be. Yeah.
No, there was just news of Elektra coming back, and I think that would be pretty funny to see.
They
Ben
asked her,
Affleck.
like, she was doing some press for something else, and she was just like, I don't know.
I don't know what you're
Oh
talking
God,
about.
here we go.
It's like
So
Ewan
that's-
McGregor lied for like 2 years. He's like, I don't know about Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, he's like, the beard is just normal. Like,
I just got a beard.
It would be cool to see them kind of introduce either, more X-Men, kind of like what they teased with
Beast.
with Beast and the Marvels, and then have like maybe more of the people that we are familiar with in X-Men, or maybe even drop some Fantastic Four hints or something like that. You know, whatever is down the line, I guess you can say.
Marcus, you know what I dug about Deadpool so far? Like the first two Deadpools, is that somebody got Colossus right.
Right, this is true.
I
Somebody
grew up
finally-
loving Colossus,
Yeah.
bro.
Somebody finally got Colossus correct.
it's like segmented lines on the arms.
like he looks like he is a real
Right.
being. Like
Right.
finally,
and he's like 7 feet tall.
yeah,
Yeah.
they did
And
it, and you could and they show him for copious amounts of time without
Right.
it's seeming weird like
Right.
the other X-Men
Yeah.
films.
This is
They
true,
have him.
and even Juggernaut was done well, but
Right.
but he needed to be
so good.
he needed to be like, I don't know what,
Meaner?
used more, or
Yeah.
like if he was actual a character instead of just a brunt of jokes the whole time, you know.
I feel he's like better in small doses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him.
People
in
feel that
Deadpool
like the
too.
Punisher is great when he shows up in other people's books. And
Right.
he has like miniseries, but if you try to do an ongoing, it's tough watching a dude just be a serial killer. I mean, that's really all he is.
I have no
I mean,
problem
What's
with
he-
that.
I don't know. Those are kind of some of my favorite shows.
I love the
first season
I
a
love
lot.
Dexter too. Yeah.
Yeah, these two.
Like it's actually really easy to watch. I fall asleep to Dexter sometimes.
Serial killer podcast. I listen to those too. Yeah.
That's like his go to sleep show.
No, they thought I was crazy. I used to watch like The
You
Walking
are.
Dead to go to go to sleep, and
gosh.
everyone's like, "That's insane." And I'm like, "Why? I've seen it."
Nothing happens in
millions
those
of-
shows. That's great to fall
It's
asleep.
just
to.
season
Of
3
course.
when they're on the farm. It's just
Yeah. Them talking.
Dead
People
talking,
talking.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking like the whispers.
that's what happens when
they're,
you
like,
work
cutting
off of
people's
first draft
faces off.
scripts. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Paul, who did you say besides Jake Gyllenhaal?
I think it would be
Take a breath,
cool
Frank.
to, maybe not one of the characters, but like a hint towards the Fantastic Four. I think that's what I want.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be cool.
Like, I don't know, maybe like a poster with like
A 4
'cause-
on it.
if they could just have like Deadpool hold something up like a newspaper with Reed Richards' face on it and say something stupid about it, like Pedro Pascal or something. I don't know. I think that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. To be like, did you see
like,
that
I love
these
the
idiots
Mandalorian.
are the Fantastic Four now?
Yeah. Yeah.
A poster with a 4 on it, just a 4.
Just a 4.
A blue 4 with a circle.
You joke. That's all we had for 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
It's true.
I tell people all the time, we sat through 2 terrible Fantastic Four movies and we wanted more. Nobody knows how bad it was in the old days.
Yeah.
3 terrible.
3. I was thinking I was
Three.
3.
Oh, no, officially released, not a Roger Corman one. Yeah. We all.
No, I'm,
That was-
No,
No,
the first
no.
one, and then the
There was a
sequel,
third
the Silver Surfer, and then they did
The
the
one that came out with
crap.
Michael
and then
B.
they did the
Jordan.
really
Oh,
bad
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Fan 4 stick, yeah.
That was bad.
that was so bad I forgot about it.
PTSD blocked that out.
fair.
That was
Naked Stick.
Silent Dreamer in the chat says Gambit. Maybe like a Channing Tatum Gambit.
Oh,
Gambit.
That'd be
okay.
cool.
Yeah, that would be
That would
cool.
be dope.
I would, yeah. I would.
Not Taylor Kitsch though. None of that. I don't want to see him.
they've been rumoring Gambit being part of the MCU for like 10
hot
years
minute.
or an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
For like 10 plus years.
I
That'd be
think
cool
he
if
even
finally
said
got
something about
payoff.
like he was stoked about it, and it kind of just didn't go anywhere. And
Oh, yeah, until the leaks, and then we got Spider-Man in the MCU, and all that stuff just went away because they're like, well, they're going to buy us any time now. So.
Yeah.
maybe
And we're
it'll
like,
happen.
finally.
And then we got New Mutants.
Yeah, I mean, oh God,
Damn, that movie.
that was
Such
that has to
potential.
be hands down one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
It's
Well,
up there.
get ready.
It's
'cause
right. It's right there.
Get
with
ready, 'cause
Vanilla
tonight-
Sky.
There's something on deck that might take
Oh,
the title.
Get
But
ready.
I feel like this will
what
be
I've
more
heard.
fun.
Yeah.
What? Because of the plot
We're gonna see
of
it.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, but so as far as
Sing the
New
word for the
Mutants,
plot.
I think we've told this story a couple times. It was me, Frank, and
I wasn't
our
there.
buddy Adam.
Adam,
Yes, I knew you weren't there. And I was a corrections officer at the time, and we had just got pepper sprayed the
he's a
same day we went
teacher.
to see New Mutants. And I walked out of the movie, and I said that was the worst thing that's happened to my eyes all day.
Oh, after being pepper
And I
sprayed.
had got pepper sprayed 6 hours
that
beforehand.
was just overall a bad day because then Jonathan was messaging us when the movie was over. That's the day. The day we saw that was when Chadwick Boseman died.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
all that
that's
day.
right.
I was
That's
like,
right.
Paul got pepper sprayed. I said, this movie sucks. And I said,
Speaking
and now
of pepper
this, I was
spray,
like,
no,
this is like terrible. It's like it was like just a bad day overall. Made the movie worse.
all right. New Mutants or Wonder Woman 1984.
You know what?
Wonder Woman 1984. And I haven't
that
even
are
seen
worse. That are worse.
I
said I haven't
No,
even
like
I
what,
haven't seen it.
What would you say is better? Which one is worse?
Like Wonder Woman 84 is a more cohesive movie.
Definitely.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
To me, New Mutants felt
84
like
is a better movie.
Yeah, to me, New Mutants felt like more like it was one of those movies where it was like it started off as like it felt like an extended like special of Stranger Things. You know,
Yeah, that's-
like it felt like I was like, is this a teenage angst movie? Is this a horror thing?
Well, it was
What-
supposed
where's
to be
it
straight up
going?
horror, and then they chopped it into oblivion.
Right. And I'm like, okay. And then there's just, I didn't know about the demon bear at the time, but I was like, okay, now we have a bear. Okay. So
What's the bear for?
Yeah. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Isn't that
What are
the
we doing?
funniest thing? Like one of the funniest things about that movie, like that old like story is about wolves, not bears. Like there's two bears that live inside you. That's not the fairy
It's
tale.
wolves.
It's wolves.
Yeah. That was a bad. That was a bad.
Weird. Everything about that movie is
Didn't
weird.
they originally market that movie? Took like 3.5 years.
The
to come
trailer
out.
came out like 2 years before the movie.
Yeah, and then they tried to market it as a really
Like a straight up
scary
horror movie.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And
it
then
got
they
like
did like another year of reshoots
it was like Stranger Things 3.
to
Yeah.
fix the movie.
Stranger Things 3.
I remember
We're
seeing
grown up.
I think it was an article. It might have been on Twitter at the time or something. Something
X.
was or X now. It was something that was saying that they literally like the CEO of I think it's Fox who released it was so he was pissed. He was like, we had enough time to reshoot this whole entire movie and we released this. And it's so bad. It got so bad to the point where the director of it, he actually deleted all his social media.
Oh,
Yeah, so he went. I
getting
guess
death threats.
Yeah,
This movie sucks.
It was terrible, and it came out. It came out during COVID too. I think.
Came out in 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Ew.
Not a good
August of
time.
2020.
so yeah, because I think I remember seeing that around the time I saw Black Widow and then maybe Tenet too.
No, it came
Or was
out.
that-
It
Black
came
Widow
out
was
within.
like
It came
21
out
or
within a couple
22.
of weeks of Tenet.
Okay,
It came out like a month before Tenet came out. I think.
okay.
Oh, what if it came out like near Tenet and like I'm sure that there was already a box office fail, but I'm sure like that would have not helped at all.
Oh man, yeah.
Remember, there's nothing for us to watch. We watched Tenet in theaters like 5 times.
Yeah.
I think.
I saw it a few times.
And it was worth every time.
Tenet was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a very cool movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's just watch Tenet tonight.
That you'll watch it one time and be like, no, that makes sense, and then you'll watch it the next time and then be like,
Frank,
that
don't
didn't
tempt
make
me.
any sense at all.
Don't tempt me with a good
Don't
time.
Tenet you.
No, don't
seriously.
tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Austin's sitting over there shaking in his boots. He's gonna get shaken by Marcus.
Shaking in
if he's
his
not
boots,
careful.
getting shaken.
Shake
Yeah,
the F out of
shaking
him.
in that
Shake the
Does
F
anybody?
out.
Do
yeah,
people
shaking
know
up in
that
those-
story about
Those
Marcus?
DFX seats.
I don't even know if anybody.
We were so. Do you want me to tell a chain? Or
Yeah,
He was
tell
going
it,
to,
tell
but
us.
you can
I
go
was
and say it.
Go, yeah, you
Like
gotta
when you were the Frank on, you tell the story. You do it best.
With Paul's
and then
comedic
this
timing,
happened.
yeah, he's gonna do
Shane,
it justice.
go
I
ahead.
know it.
No, I'm not.
go
I'm not saying a word now.
ahead.
Everyone got their
Everybody
got a
knows
little
me.
butt hurt. So go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, Shane, Sonny, you tell it.
Was Sonny there?
I wasn't there.
Said he
I
wasn't
don't
there.
care.
I wasn't there.
Basically,
Doesn't make it funny.
Austin got a concussion because of how excited Marcus was to talk about Tenet because it came on TNT or something.
Yeah.
And we were watching it at Tacos and Beer, and he
Yeah.
was shaking Austin so
He was so
violently
happy
that
Tenet was on.
he needed a brain scan afterwards.
An action scene, like an action scene from Tenet was on, and Marcus was watching it.
Oh, man.
And he just was going berserk and shaking.
Well, I
poor
can't
Austin.
remember which scene it was.
Violently.
Was it the kitchen?
Like,
It wasn't a scene, Marcus. You did it the whole movie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was the opening credits.
Oh, look who's starring on it! Austin's face was pure terror.
Oh,
He
man.
ran screaming
Love
from the
that.
building,
I heart that movie so much.
never to
I
be
know.
seen again.
This
my
is
favorite, my
Christopher
favorite, yeah, my favorite steelbook. It is.
James, with the process, are you going back and forth with your brother with
transition.
writing?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a segue.
Did you ever think about? Did you ever think about
Nobody's good
writing
with that.
a movie for Christopher Nolan? No. Did you ever think about? Did you ever think
Every
about
day
doing?
of my life.
Is that one that
Did
came
you ever
out?
shake anyone over it?
Did that ever come
In
up?
enthusiasm, he means. Yes. Not violently in a domestic violence sort of situation.
Violently, he was
He's
shaking.
shaking with fear. No, he's masturbating. Yeah, but that's fear.
No, seriously. No, you got him started now. You got him started now.
Ah, I didn't say anything. I don't.
Not yet. But like, what was the process for you? Like going
Stay on
like,
path.
Fast forward. I'm trying. Fast forward to now, as far as your process of putting the books together. Is there like the script and mapping everything out? How closely are you working with? You're working with your brother still a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name is Steve, by the way.
Shout out, Steve.
Yes,
Shout out, Steve.
Hey, man.
Shout out, Steve.
Which is also shout out to my dad. So
Hey,
My dad.
he's not watching because he hates technology.
That's nothing to do.
Shout out,
nothing.
everybody's
Even
dad.
even though you're on here tonight, he's just like, nope.
He's
I'm
like,
not
no,
watching
I'm
He
good,
couldn't be
dude.
bothered.
You
No.
can tell me about it later, bro.
We're broadcasting on
Write me a
MySpace.
report about it.
Later, we'll go to the house and shake him.
that. Right, you know.
Shake and bake.
Yep. College ruled paper, number 2 pencil. Write me a report.
Complete
And you know, what?
on this podcast.
He won't read that either.
Stop.
Crazy.
These dudes were nuts. Stop.
And we're insane. And thank you, Paul.
He'll get it through Western Union and Wells Fargo.
I do.
You're putting in a
The
money
night's
order?
a dark, father. Stop.
Yeah, double space, please.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
No spaces between words. I have to save money.
I don't know how, but I feel like this was Frank's fault.
Which part?
No, the derail. of
The
this part.
derailment.
Bringing us all
I
together?
actually think you did it.
He answered the question. He did answer the question. He just evolved. That's all.
It is.
So anyway,
So yeah.
So yeah.
yeah,
So technology is what really
Technology,
helped
that's
Yeah.
out. So
I'm
we
loving
work
this.
together. We talk almost every single day, especially since like before COVID, which is a long story that I don't know if we have time for, but
We don't.
Shane knows. Okay, cool. I'll tell it then. 2019, I was in the hospital for most of the year,
Yeah.
suffering from a very rare stroke.
Oh.
And my brother, who, again, who lives in Florida, flew out the next week. And it happened in like July. and I woke up in August, and I didn't know where I was, didn't know what happened. Long story short, I had to learn to walk again and eat again and all this stuff. And then COVID hit, so double banger.
Damn.
Yeah, and then so furloughed for like a couple of years, and then I hit my 20th anniversary, and they're like, "You're fired." I'm like, "I'm going to be a full-time artist because I don't have any other skill set because I worked at one job for 20 years, and I was 20 when I started." So,
Oh wow.
yeah, and yeah, it's basically a back and forth. We have an overall idea of what we want to do with the story, and then we plan out the issues almost as we go. And sometimes it's a matter of like we just kind of talk our way through it, and I'm there sketching out as we talk. I'll sketch out moments, and sometimes I'll have an idea for a story, and I'll just lay out the entire issue, and then send him the photos, and then we'll talk about it and go over each page, and then he'll develop the script around that, and then we'll tie in other story elements to finesse things, and between that and only be able to get like a book done a year, and then also again doing conventions, meeting new people, meeting new friends who also make comics. They're also like, "Hey, we need to hire you for this." So I see other scripts from other people. Some are more long format, where there's like panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, and one guy he'll kind of do it the way we did back in when I was a kid, give him like a paragraph and go pages 1 through 4. 2 people are on horses talking, and they enter the town. That's it. And then you get 5 through 7, and it's like they go to this tavern. And he'll send me like photo references of all this stuff because it's like historical fiction.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, and he'll show me like the entryway to the town and the restaurant that these Old West serial killers lived in. And so it's been different back and forth with different creators that I've worked with. You know, and sometimes like I'll just like I even wrote one of those stories myself, and I just kind of wrote it as I drew it. Like I just was throwing in cool stuff I know that I love. Like I love like film noir, Dashiell Hammett, and I love Hellboy, and I love monsters, Sin City, and I threw all that stuff into this story, and then I wrote the script, and then did little art changes here and there, and it's the most fun I'd had on a book in a long time doing that one. And then from there, like I met this guy a few years ago. He always wanted to do a children's book, so I was like, "Yeah, I can help you with that. Do some designs." Next thing you know, I mean, we got it done. He got cold feet. I was like, "What happened?" It was like 3 years. I go, why didn't this come out?" And he goes, "Oh, I didn't know if anybody would like it." And I go, "What?" I'm like, I get it. Because it can be a lot to put yourself out there.
Right.
And I go, "Well, you know what you do then, right? You do it again." He's like, "Well, what if they don't like that?" I go, "Then you do it again."
Right.
Inspirational.
Because you
Absolutely.
will find your audience. I've been doing it since 2009, and even people we knew at work, they're seeing I'm going to conventions and stuff. Like that really tall dude who complained about his knees all the time.
Shane.
No, this guy's like.
I'm glad somebody said it.
James Jones?
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Hey, you still doing that?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Why aren't you famous yet?" I go, "Have you bought my stuff?" And he's like, "No." And I go, "That's why." What am I doing here? You know.
Oh, perfect response.
I will say this: Shane is one of the early adopters, though. Anytime I had something new coming out, he's always like, "There you go."
man.
That's nice.
Shane bought a comic book?
He bought almost all of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's good.
But it may be
Showing
like
love.
my dad because he doesn't know a single character. He's never read it or
Come on,
never
Big
flipped
Steve.
through
Of
it.
course.
You did.
I mean, but
you like this. You go cool, and then
No, I did not do that. I mean, but here's the thing with Stone. Stone drew like he would draw me stuff. He would just out of nowhere he'd present me with something that was cool. Like he drew me Gene Simmons once, like flying, like flying.
kids.
You know, like kids.
Yeah. That was at the podcast. We did.
Yeah, and I hung that up. You drew me like I don't know if it was supposed to be Conan or it was just like this.
It was a
warrior
print
dude.
I had. Yeah. I was telling about this piece I had done that nobody was picking up, and it looked like Fire and Ice, that old Frazetta movie. And I was like, I just wanted to draw a barbarian with an axe and like these
Oh,
horns.
it's
and
beautiful.
yeah. And then he's just like, bring one in. I was like, all right.
Boom.
Yeah, boom, sold one.
I'm a big fan of yours.
5 years later, sold them all.
Was Conquest the first?
That's the very first one. Yeah.
Okay.
You got all of those.
right.
for sure.
Absolutely.
This is a cute little
See,
thing
Paul?
happening right here.
Yeah, it is a real
See,
meet cute.
Paul?
This is really nice.
I like people. Okay, Paul. Is that okay with you?
No.
Oh,
This is the longest conversation we've had that didn't involve like, oh, you're on your lunch break too? Is eating,
nonsense.
you know. Well, he's got a giant beet salad. Yeah.
giant beet salad with
I like
goat
beets.
cheese and arugula.
Shane consumes things that aren't garlic nuts and Trulies.
Arugula.
At work.
Oh,
yeah.
pizza there.
No, I'm honestly I'm a big fan of like organic stuff happen like that. Not organic arugula.
What are
but
you
like,
talking about?
No, like things happening like at work. That's how this thing started.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
You know, like,
relationships.
just like I'm a big fan of love. I'm a big fan of
Casual
organic
affairs,
arugula.
yeah.
Little peppery,
Oh, relationship.
delicious with roasted beets and goat cheese.
No, but
get
that,
it.
no, Sonny, you're
I'm trying to be like sentimental.
sentimental. Yes, you're correct. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's it. Yeah.
You know, this is how this started.
I'm glad we derailed that sentiment.
You guys want to be nice and sweet about each
Yeah,
other?
everybody.
Arugula.
I'm glad that Sonny can't see me today because I feel like it makes it harder for him to be mad at me.
No, seriously. No,
He's still mad. I can see it on his face.
no, for real. I don't like you.
He's upset. I can tell.
He's like,
I
So
don't
glad I
like
could be
you.
here to spur this moment along.
Welcome, James. We need arugula and counseling and truly
That's what this is
pizza,
about.
garlic knots.
This is what it's about. Hey guys, I actually had pizza the other day. Jalapeno, pepperoni, and pineapple.
Nice.
Very, very delicious.
Wow.
I didn't complain.
Writing that down.
I didn't complain the
Does that
entire
mean?
time.
Okay.
And where was this at?
Yeah, where?
It
And
was
why
when I-
wasn't it with us?
Right?
Sorry, guys. It was delicious though.
That's a me thing, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was with him. We were eating pizza together.
For those of you that don't have context, Sonny doesn't like pizza. I don't know what kind of human being.
I don't think he likes to
is,
eat pizza with us.
It's not that. I just prefer
I
chopped
eat pizza
cheese or
alone.
tacos over pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. All right.
Am I wrong?
So
there?
it's a preference thing.
It's a
He likes to
preference
be-
thing.
He likes to
Okay.
be waited on at restaurants.
I do.
I
do.
Pizza is a lie, everybody.
Yeah.
No, I do. I do that
Is that
all
what it
day.
is?
It is.
I know this is
honestly
not what this show is about.
preferences on after. No, I do. I
Sonny,
rather.
Sonny, your shirt is so cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The red
You're
logo.
looking at the cool logo part. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just trying to get us away from talking about food.
This is what we do, man.
My
I'm hungry.
goodness. My goodness.
I'm hungry.
Frank, please.
Wow.
Arugula is Sonny's
Forgotten
safe
everything we were
word. That's
talking
what.
You did bring some
yes.
original.
It's pineapple.
Oh, that's-
somebody
that's-
at work
Oh,
we're
I
going
brought
to
some
check
books.
out. Sonny's
I also
gonna.
brought some. You asked for recommendations on stuff, so I
Yeah, yeah.
picked up some of this stuff that.
What do you got?
Well, I mean, first I got to give a shout out to these guys, Phil Bach brothers.
Cool cover.
They worked on the Clone Wars comic books after Gendy Tartarovsky, that style. They did that for 9 years, and now they're working for First Comics, and they're doing craziness. Like, they do really heartfelt stuff. There's one called Cadaver Dogs, which is about this soldier who he brought his cadaver dog with him back from the war, and he's got PTSD, but the dog would hunt for dead bodies of soldiers at the war. So the dog has also got some trauma with it as well. And there's this murder mystery, and it's just amazing. And then they'll do ones like, this is kind of like if Ripley's Believe It or Not artifacts were real, and Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China was driving it around, trying to keep it safe. He's got like
kinda cool.
he's got a talking skull of an Indian chief. He's got it's nuts. It's crazy. They do so many things. Like they have a book called Napalm Nick where this guy turned another human into a flamethrower by kicking him in the gut, and as he farts, he lights a lighter under his butt and just kills a bunch of dudes in a bar. Yeah, but not on accident.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
Mine's intentional.
this is one of the. It's I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Jim Kowalski is the character's name, and they've done 2 different novels for this character, and Illuminati Transport. That's the name of it.
I think Stephen Lolito told me about those guys.
Yeah, they're
Shout out, Steven.
Yeah, man.
huge
Shout
supporters. Like
Shout out, Steven.
I've known them since 2014, one of the first Amazing Las Vegas shows. Another artist, and he was like, "Hey, these guys over at First Comics are looking at portfolios," and I was like, "I don't really have a portfolio, but I'll bring over my books. That could be my portfolio."
Yeah,
'Cause I had
absolutely.
books
Right,
out.
absolutely.
And I
Send
ran
them your
over there,
MySpace.
and I didn't know who the editor was, but I saw these 2 dudes, and they're wearing cowboy hats, and I was like, "I guess I'll talk to these guys." And turns out they're also. I guess I'll talk to these guys.
I don't know
'cause
if
they're
these are the
only
guys
ones
we're
who
supposed
weren't
to
doing
talk to. Let's talk to them.
well, it turned out to be the best of circumstances. They're brothers, and they work together on comics as well. And I was like, "Holy crap, me too!" I got a brother, and he's older, and he works with me on comics. And they're looking at the stuff I was doing, and it was all digital then. And when are we ready?
Sorry, I just.
Sorry, Sonny and I had a moment there.
My
I knew
goodness.
exactly
You guys
what he was going on.
Get a salad and step away.
I apologize.
It's all right.
Continue.
Yeah, so I was working digitally then, and
Sonny,
they were
get
looking at
in
the
the
work I
frame.
did.
What are you doing? There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
He's never coming back.
never coming back.
Oh, what are you kidding?
What are you talking about? I'm the 7th member of this podcast.
He
Whoa.
thrives in this environment.
That's right.
It's true.
You got to get super famous so Paul can fawn all over you. That's the problem.
He can start now. He could be an early adopter.
That's what you need to do.
Oh God!
As soon as you get
Shots
super
fired.
famous, like Paul is going to be just droning on about how much he loves your stuff.
Was that a straight bullet? Oh my God! Straight shots.
Just saying.
He's a little red in there.
No
over
big
there in the
deal.
corner.
Just finished two Trulies.
One and a half.
Did you bring some of your own stuff there?
I
or
did,
you want
yeah.
to check
I
it
mean, I
out?
bought.
Let's see your
I got
keys.
Stephen Alito's new
Yeah,
book.
baby.
Ooh.
Math Magician.
Signed number
Is this
one.
going to be for Copper Drop or like hold anything?
I'll hold
for
anything.
Copper Drop.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I wasn't sure. You asked what I had, so.
Yeah, I want to see it all.
Yeah, he does.
The stuff he
Little
brought.
brown chicken, brown cow.
Hey
The
now.
stuff he brought, perv.
Oh man.
So he's dancing. Why are you dancing?
Guys, it was a little hot ticket there. You know?
We're
a,
not the
little, a
club.
little spicy there.
All right, what do you got?
Fantastic.
Let me see you.
This is a sketch cover for the trade.
Ooh.
All 6 issues of the first series Conquest, as
Sick.
Shane mentioned.
What
And
can I
this is
buy?
a sketch cover edition that my brother put out while I was in the hospital as part of the fundraiser.
Oh, wow.
Called the James Strong edition. That was his kind of tag. He made like wristbands and stuff like that. Did a GoFundMe for me, and
Nice.
between them and then like Cosmic Comics, Alternate Reality,
Oh great.
Of course.
a few of the other shops.
Of course, Ralph is one of the greatest people in the history of this planet.
It's true.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah,
They
man.
did a fundraiser at Cosmic Comics, and Ralph and a bunch of other people they called up everybody they knew, like J.H. Williams, who did Batwoman. He brought in a piece of art to be auctioned off for part of the
that's cool.
fundraiser.
Wow.
People came in, they saw my face on the flyer for it, and they're like, I know him. He did a sketch of Batman for my kid. I can't make it, but here's $20. They said, I can't make it. Here's $10. Here's $20. They said all day people would do that. He did a sketch
Wow.
for my kid on Free Comic Book Day.
That's cool.
And we did that just for the people that came in. And, you know, so you make some tips. You sell some of your stuff. And, you know, you think, oh, cool, we get some store credit. And they raised thousands of dollars.
That's
Like,
awesome.
they covered
Wow.
almost all my medical bills. And a lot of was just like, we love that guy. He sketches for us every year,
Hmm.
you know? And it's awesome. So, like, so they did these, you know, as part of the fundraiser. And all my friends and some people I didn't even know came out, did sketches for tips as well as that event.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And
That's really cool, man.
I think I gave $20, but I said I hate that guy. I never liked him.
No, it's a true testament to how strong the comic community is here.
No, that's
I mean,
really
it's
cool.
It's very.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like it's so great. It's so great here. Like you wouldn't think it when you think of Las Vegas. You don't think of comics. Let's just be honest. So it's kind of so. Yeah, you're the only one. So
I'm over here pouring my heart out. I'm like, the community saved my life.
He's like,
Well, you
you
don't
know,
think
like,
about
You don't think about it.
You don't think about it.
so the fact that we have a community that's so tight about comics here in Las Vegas, the
It's hot.
gambling capital of the world,
Showgirls,
and
Sammy Davis Jr.
and a big glowing ball
Glass
that's
eyes.
billions of dollars.
Oh,
It's like, man, that's super awesome.
Big going ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Can we start saying more landmarks? Come at your nose.
It literally is about to shoot out of his nose right there, dude.
That is.
Quite the inspirational story for him
What
to
else
be
you got?
laughing
What
at.
else you got?
All right, what else you
I
got?
was going to say, look at Frank. He's like,
You're right.
please just keep going.
No, please.
Every week.
Gosh,
I got to do this every week,
I know.
bro.
And then I've also got Cape Haven.
Hey!
This is the brand newest title. So I've
I'm
got
buying that right now.
6 issues of that.
Here, take my money. I used to do that at work. I just take my money. I don't care what it's about.
You're like, I only
What is
have-
it about?
What it's about? That's another story. Let's go.
That's for another
Buckle
episode.
up, everybody. Yeah. That's why I was like, how much time do we have?
No, tell us what it's about.
Okay, so 2012, my brother got married. 2013, I flew out for Christmas, and I was like, I was going to spend 3 weeks out there. I was like, maybe I'll go to Disney World for the first time in my life. Any Disney. Do all the cool stuff out there. I show up on Christmas morning, and he's kind of acting a little weird. I'm like, no, not that guy.
That's weird.
He was just he was happy to see me, but he wasn't quite.
Kind of preoccupied.
Yeah, he's preoccupied. I was like, that's weird. And so we get back to his place, and I expected to see his wife there, and she wasn't there. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Oh no.
And yeah. Cut two, he's like, oh, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm like, oh, mom and dad vibes? Yeah, you guys are breaking up. That's what happened.
Oh no.
I know. I also know from my own experience that happened. I can tell the vibes. So Christmas Day, she's like, we're done, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, let's do something so you don't go on the holidays, while I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, Frank's like,
Yeah,
great.
just a little-
We're doing this now.
So you don't.
Yeah.
So you don't. Yeah.
So
He always loves the idea. Yeah, fucking hanging from a noose.
pour something, douse himself in gasoline.
This is going way too
You
far.
know what this is? This is cracking open a car battery. Yeah.
And me and
So-
Paul are over here just watching. Just over here just watching.
Oh,
We're just like,
You can join in. I know he's stopped.
turn on the car,
Two
close the
times I
garage.
joined in, I got yelled at, so no, I can't.
That would have worked, but he has an electric car. So yeah.
All right, so
So he loves the idea of public domain characters. He just is infatuated with it, and he's like, look at all these public domains. So we researched hundreds of public domain characters from like Sherlock Holmes and Tarzan and Snow White, Little Mermaid. You just can't do other companies' versions of that. You can't do Disney's Snow White, but you can make your own Snow White. And we found one, or at least I found one, and I was like, there's a character called Hugo Danner. And it was an interesting name, and I looked it up, and I'm like, he's in a book written by a guy named Philip Wiley, and in the book he has descriptors of the powers of this character as like proportionate to an ant, and also be able to leap like a grasshopper, but the equivalent would be a human leaping tall buildings in a single bound.
Ah, Shane.
what?
It's all the beats that makes you leap.
All right, go ahead.
And so basically what happened, what we learned is this guy wrote Superman before Superman. He wrote it in 1930.
Oh, wow.
And Siegel and Schuster, I guess back in the 50s, were like, oh yeah, we borrowed from that guy. And by borrowed, they mean completely stole. Like, so when the beginning of Action Comics #1, there's a description of Superman's powers, and they showed like a bug and then the leaping. It's word for word from this book called The Gladiator that Philip Wiley wrote.
Oh,
oh, wow.
And we're like, that's really interesting. So this guy's
Right.
proto-Superman. This guy is the first version of Superman. And we're thinking of other firsts, and so we're thinking of like, what was the earliest symbol that humanity found? And one of the earliest ones we found was like this simple triangle with 3 dots, and it's land, air, water, and fire for the sun at the top. So we made that the symbol right there.
Oh.
And thank you. I'm glad my simple drawings. Yeah. And
It's like the triangle 3 dots. We're like, oh my god!
All together now.
I would drop the mic, but it's connected.
Hey. Well, that's cool.
Just over here. It was headphones.
This was
that's
cool.
Yeah. All right.
And
What else you got?
so
Take
we,
a sip.
so we
Take
took
a
this
sip, Shane.
We took this
Take a sip.
character.
okay, Marcus. Marcus. All right.
sip.
So we took this character and we said, okay, we'll make him our hero character. Like he gets our universe started. And we took the concept of the origin of this character, which was kind of an a-hole, really. He's just like kind of the worst. And like, what if we'll tell that story in this book? And then we'll tell you that that's just the legend. None of that is real. This is what's really happened. So we're telling the story in current time, and then through some of the stories we'll flash back to other adventures he's had. And then we thought, well, we can also incorporate this into other public domain characters. So if this character's been around 1,000 years, he could have started other legends before cameras and recorded history. So like, what if during part of his travels, he went to England for 20, 30 years and started a detective agency with a guy named Watson, and his fake name that he created persona was Sherlock Holmes.
Ooh.
And then like, well, what if he went down to the jungles of Africa and started the legend of Tarzan? Because like, oh, we see this white ape. He's down there in the jungle. we could do that with Zorro is public domain. He could have gone to California, before the big land grab.
How many issues are you on right now?
We're only on issue 6 plus a one shot that I wrote. That's the one I was telling you about. It was a
Right.
film noir, like
Oh, okay.
Sin City meets Hellboy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that takes place in like Chicago in the 40s. Or he's part of a detective agency that he started, and he's trying to find a missing girl. Can't find her, taps into connections he has. The character that's like our Doctor Strange. And I hate to use the type of it, but that's the best it is. And so they find the girl together, and then next thing you know, there's like this demon occult that is trying to sacrifice her, and they have to save her. And there's a conclusion.
Cool.
Thank you.
Ew.
Oh, very
And
cool.
so we took other public domain characters and we changed them and adapted them to suit our needs. Like we wanted a character that's more dark and broody, kind of a Batman, and we found a character that was quite ridiculous from the 40s. He's been in Dynamite comics. He's called the Owl. He's all purple and in like a gimp suit and a red cape, and he's got this weird little beak, and he's got like not even owl like feathers. It's like these little dangly things on his head, and I'm like,
Shane's
This
Halloween
is-
costume.
birthday costume. What are you talking about? My birthday.
Yes.
But so I was like, you know what? I think I can do better than this guy did back in 1948, or whatever it was. And so he kind of became our Batman character. And he's got like real feathers. He's got like an owl wings type cape. And then we also had the idea of like, hey, we created hundreds of characters as kids. Let's throw them in there. So back when we were kids, we had these characters. My dad was like, hey, make some characters up. And we threw those guys in too. Because it's in a city that the main character had founded. Like back in the year, like say 1900 or so. He's like, I have this thirst for adventure, but I want to have a place to come back to. So he started a small fishing village. And then he left. And he came back 1,000 years later. Now it's a giant mega city. But there's no Superman character to keep everybody in line. So there's vigilantes and supervillains and gangsters just running amok. It's like Gotham Metropolis had a baby and it's just chaos. Well, he discovers there's some type of overall mystery happening. He comes home, but it's a nut house, so he's got to come in and clean house. So that's one of the reasons he's come back. Plus, like other heroes are missing and nobody knows what's happening. That's the underlying story as well.
Insane.
Yeah,
That's
and so
absolutely
It's
insane.
6
So
issues, and you just did the one shot is not out yet. It's out.
no, it's
The one
out.
shot's
They're
too.
all out. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just I haven't gotten a chance to do number 7. I've had to do a move a few months ago, so
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
nice.
So movies and streaming stuff. I was like, I haven't seen anything in like 7 months.
This
but,
is called, what's the title is called?
It's called it's Cape Haven, but it's called Welcome to Cape Haven, which is based on the play like the Welcome to signs the outside of towns. Yeah, and a friend of mine was like, it should look like a Welcome to whatever sign, and I go, yeah, but another book did that already, and I don't want to,
Wow.
I think it's called Welcome to Tranquility. It was from Image. Yeah, and it's almost the same. I never read it, but it's a big setup of like old retired heroes live there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like young upstart heroes come in. There's like one guy's like emoji, and his face is like that mask that has lights up, but it's got yeah, and it's like that's MySpace appropriate. Yeah.
And where can people find this comic?
You can find it to read. I have a few issues of each series, Conquest and Capen, on immortalsamurai.com.
Ooh, okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
That is
Oh,
cool.
sure.
Nice.
We actually just started a Kickstarter for the revamp of issues 1 and 2 because they were started in the middle of a divorce and we didn't know what we were doing. I was just trying to keep them busy. Yeah.
Oops.
And I was like, hey, and my brother's like,
Fair
hey,
enough.
I think we know what we're doing. I go, well, we're on issue 6. I would hope so. And he's like, no, but we can fix issues 1 and 2. So I went back and redrew both of them, and I've almost got the first issue completely
dedication.
colored in. Oh, I mean, on top of doing a job every day, and minus a 4-year gap. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like, oh, you can do the job you did before, or your only other skill set, which is drawing. I was like, I guess I got to
No,
do
you
that.
gotta
Do the drawing.
Yeah.
Drawings and
Well, it worked until it didn't, and then I
let me see these covers.
yeah, go for
That's
it.
enough.
Well, no, I mean, speaking about all the covers, we only got like
Yes.
maybe like 18
Yeah,
minutes
yes.
left.
Yeah,
Oh, that is
we
really
do,
cool.
yeah.
I want to know what you guys brought.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's an important
This is a
part,
copy drop.
important segment. I know. So you got a couple. You bring out like 2 or 3 About like 2 or
Dave
3
got,
back there.
you got stuff
Oh, yeah.
over there?
Mhm. Yeah, we got stuff.
I got a
over there.
thing.
We got a couple.
We'll let you start. What did you bring for like a little cop or drop? Well, I guess we'll let Shane decide of the copping and dropping. But what did
I
you
think I
bring?
can do that.
Can you do that?
Now it's time for cop or drop.
I don't. Yeah. I don't think that's what he meant.
Oh,
Thank you, Kwani. Let's start with James Stone. James Stone, what do you got?
Wani.
What do I got? I got the brand new Conan from Titan Comics.
Oh,
It is.
it's a cool cover.
It's amazing. I don't know if you guys know your Conan history, but does that not look like John Buscema?
It does a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big
It's
job.
not though.
Yeah.
Even the inside is this quality. It's Roberto De La
beautiful.
Torre.
Okay.
He has become John Buscema. Like it's
Awesome.
his style used to be very early 2000s.
That's a tattoo.
Yeah, that's really
but
cool.
like every panel inside is straight incredible. Like I can't believe
That's
this
sick.
guy has done this with his art. And you think like, oh, he just lifted panel. No, it's like he's just
Yes.
hit him. It's so good. I'll let you flip through this. I got a couple more.
What'd you bring?
I also got all these stickers. The Enfield Gang Massacre.
Ooh, that's a really cool cover
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a
yeah.
Western it's basically about
Jacob
this gang and how
Phillips.
they got,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's super cool. And I've been drawing Westerns for years for a friend of mine, Greg Boucher, who I think you should also have on the show. He does sci-fi Westerns. Kind of like
too. Sick.
Oh, very cool.
yeah,
Okay.
one of his books is about an alien that crash lands on Earth before the Battle of Little Bighorn. Gets taken prisoner by Custer. He breaks free, pulls a ray gun on a guy, and then escapes, meets an immortal who works in Sideshow, and they form a detective agency.
Oh, sick. I like
It's,
that.
it's awesome. It's
I
really
like
cool.
that.
Weird
It's
West
pretty,
adventures.
too, and-
I
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Frank-
sick.
Frank is taking notes, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I've also got Edenwood
Ooh,
by Tony
that
Daniel.
cover is sick.
Okay.
Oh, Tony Daniel. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Tony down.
It's like he's tapping into everything that he learned about anime and manga
Okay.
and really infusing that. I can't tell what time period it's in. It's kind of like Civil War-ish, but like there's also like undead people. And to wrap it up on the Westerns is
Ooh.
Canary by Scott Snyder
Oh, dope. Yeah,
That's
Canary's
yeah.
very good. Yeah.
Dan Panosian.
Yeah, man.
right.
It's like horror and like there's like little kids shooting people in the head. I'm like, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing I love about this is how good Dan Panosian has gotten since like his X-Force days, because he was loving it. He was hot garbage back in the day. He could not ink anybody. He was doing profit. It was like, I'm gonna be like Rob Liefeld. I'm like, could you be better than Rob Liefeld?
That makes you inspired.
I mean, I understand he was a young guy, and before people come at me about Rob Liefeld, I liked him a lot when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah,
I-
that's
when
fair.
his new mutant stuff. I saw like some Art Adams, who was a contemporary, I guess, at the time. I could see some Walt Simonson.
Sure.
But I never saw him get better than what that was. He had better inkers and better colors.
Yeah.
But he was old. He unlike Jim Lee or Mark Silvestri, he never got better. He never improved on his craft. He still kept trying to hide feet.
Yeah.
Do that with hands.
Yeah. Yeah. He willfully
Like,
admitted.
have you ever
that
tried to
he
do
was
this? That
trying to-
hurts so bad.
Yeah.
It's like nobody punches like that. Yeah,
Thumb is
my thumb has actually
embedded.
gotten used to it because I do it so often. I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And that's the only qualm I have with him. I understand why people like him, but like for me, it's like I want to see growth. I want to see him get better.
Right. Yeah. He's actually willfully admitted that he does a lot of corner cutting in his, just to improve his speed, to crank out the drawings. I guess it's because of Marvel's demanding schedule or whatever, but
Demanding,
yeah.
I saw him doing Hawk and Dove pages in a video that he posted, inking pages whilst driving in his truck by himself. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like,
That's
I
pretty
understand dedication, but like those issues weren't that good.
Yeah.
You should have stopped and drawn on the side of the road and made it look a little better.
You didn't have to do the
You
thing.
didn't have to risk
That's
your
great.
life. Like, I understand like trying to show dedication, but like that's nuts. Like, like artist dies from in the road, lost for 7
In other
days because
news-
it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
issue still
good.
late.
Boys in the corner.
Sounds like Rob Liefeld.
What y'all
It's
got?
insane.
You want to
All
go
right.
first, Marcus? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. All right. So the one that's being auctioned at Christie's for $500,000, Black Panther, Ultimate Black Panther number
What?
one.
Wait, what?
No.
No.
It's a
It's
joke.
going for like $100.
No, but
man.
it's a hot book.
Somebody doesn't check my stories. This little meme.
Marcus,
that I
you
share.
post 1 million.
I know, and you need to watch
internet's
all
empty,
million.
bro.
You need to watch them all.
I know we're friends, and I mute you.
But anyway, yeah. So Ultimate Black Panther #1. Shout out to Pierce at Alternate Reality. He was looking out for me, and I was actually there in the store while he was doing the FOC for this, and I said, "Yeah, go ahead and put me on." Because honestly, I wasn't really interested because after the last arc with John Ridley, I was kind of like, oh, the first 6 issues of that arc was great, and then it just read real flat. It just took a real nosedive, so I was just like, okay, I'm done. But this actually is a very great issue. It sets up this alternate universe with Black Panther, where the Maker, who's the evil version of Reed Richards, if you will, he's been screwing around with the multiverse, and basically he's putting the sons of Khonshu, so all the Moon Knight and the people who follow Khonshu, against Wakanda. So they're going to war with each other, and it's really good, phenomenal art. A great story so far, great setup in the first issue. So we'll see what's going on. I don't have it on my pool, but I'm going to add it because I'm curious. It definitely has me intrigued.
Nice.
And
Shout out to Pierce. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is a good dude. He's really cool. I enjoy Pierce. And then of course Thundercats came out. Issue #1. Declan Shelby and Drew Moss on as the creative team. And I mean, if you're a Thundercats fan, you'll be fine. You're fine. It treats it well. The story starts off with a really brief, kind of quick, kind of origin, kind of to get you set up, and it ends with kind of setting up what the challenge is, going to be ahead for them. And so it's really cool. I don't want to say too much of it because it's, it's going to be good, I think.
Nice.
And
The art is dope.
the art is amazing.
Drew
And
Moss killed it on that.
he did, and I'd actually never heard of him. I don't think I've ever heard of Drew Moss if he's done any other work, but yeah, he's phenomenal on this. And this was also one of the highest ordered comics in a while, like
200,000 pre-orders.
200,000.
And
Yes.
they sold 180,000.
Yes. Yes. So that's
It's been less than a week.
yeah. Yeah, so that's like what 90s X-Men time.
Yeah, that's
era.
insane.
Like that's a huge print.
I mean, they also had like 17 regular covers, so that didn't hurt.
Right.
It's
well,
Dynamite, so there's
yeah.
gonna be-
I mean, no, that's not including like store retail. It's over like 70 with all the store exclusive. In the back of that issue, it has every cover. It's like 6 pages of covers.
Yeah.
And there's
it's
like
nuts.
rows of 5, and there's like 10 rows. It's ridiculous.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's really
I'm on
cool.
the retail side too because I work at Fandomverse, and it's like the boss is just like, I can't believe covers. I'm like,
Yeah, that's dynamite.
That's cool though.
But yeah, it's a great starting point for anyone who wants to get into it or who was interested in ever wanting to check out what Thundercats was about. Of course, just like with the
Down Under.
whether it be Thundercats or Duke or GI Joe, Transformers. You got a lot. You should have something for everyone. The GI Joe universe. Everything is like, it's primo. So I think you'll
Sick.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Paul, what you got?
So and I'm sure Frank and Marcus and James can identify with this. For the first time in forever, I'm like caught up on my poll box.
Yeah.
So I've been
Never
able
happened.
to.
Never done that.
Well, being behind on it, I finally caught up
I've
on
done
it.
that a lot.
Right.
And I've finally been able to go back and read some trades that I got and read some actual adult people books.
Penthouse #1 came out.
But not Penthouse.
Penthouse Comics #1 came out this week. Yeah.
Push through.
Oh man. So I have been rereading I have all the single issues, but I wanted to get all the trades and reread it. Tom King's Batman. I feel like this run is defined by really high highs and really low lows. And I think the first what I have today is volume 8, Cold Days. It's right after Catwoman leaves him at the altar, which is a super controversial volume, which I don't really enjoy very much. But I think every volume up until then, and then after that, Cold Days, are actually fantastic. Cold Days is Tom King, of course, Lee Weeks, and also on the other story, which is in the trade, A Beast of Burden, is Tony S. Daniel, who's an incredible Batman artist. But the real meat and potatoes of this trade is the Cold Days story, and Batman is angry. He's upset after Selena leaves him at the altar, which, again, very controversial, but I think this volume of this comic handles it in a really interesting way. And Batman, he catches Mr. Freeze, he admits to killing some people, and then Batman realizes he didn't kill those people.
That's
And
the one that takes place in the courthouse, right?
Yes.
He's on the jury.
And-
That's an amazing run.
It's
that's a
fantastic.
good-
And Lee
good
Week's
story.
art is really incredible. There's an awesome shot of Mr. Freeze hitting Batman with the freeze gun, and it might be my favorite like interior Batman thing I've ever seen. But it's really interesting because he pays somebody out. You find out he paid somebody off to get on the jury to get Mr. Freeze off. But the way he describes why, because the jury's just like Batman says he did it, and he goes into. It's kind of like he's looking himself in the mirror and calling himself out, but at the same time, like helping get Mr. Free. It's really incredible, and I cannot recommend. And you can read this without having. If you just know that Selena and Batman were almost a couple, that's all you have to know to read this. Okay. That's all you have to know to read this. And it's really incredible. That's all I brought today, because I really wanted to highlight how incredible it was. And Lee Weeks, he is maybe one of my favorite artists right now, especially after having reread this. And then Tony S. Daniels. The backup is KG Beast and Dick Grayson and Batman have a fight of sorts, and I don't want to spoil that at all. And it's really cool. So I think that's an awesome trade to go pick up if you can.
That's really cool. I like that.
There's some highlights we
Volume
provided
8
on the
Cold
Tom
Days.
King thing.
Frank.
Real quick, I was gonna go through. First off, Ed Brisson, Boom Studios leans really heavily into that whole sci-fi and supernatural horror corner. The Displaced is about a town in Canada. I think it's called Oshawa, Canada, or Wassa, Canada, something like that. That the whole town disappears.
Oh.
And sort of like the vibes of like Lost or something like that. Cool stories. The crazy old man driving a school bus is trying to keep these people out of this area of the town. There's some time jumps back and forth, but basically the whole town has disappeared. And as time has progressed, these people will start to forget who they are. They're forgetting their loved ones. There's some trauma going on within this. A mom goes on a diaper run and she gets in a car accident. It's a pretty interesting story so far. Cool start. Ed Brisson, he's done a lot of stuff over the years like that. I think he did some like a Batman Incorporated stuff.
He also did
back
some
then.
X-Men stuff.
And he
I
did
wanna say.
X-Men.
Maybe even an Avengers.
Predator. He's
He did the
Predator
Predator
guy.
too as well. But I've enjoyed it so far. It's gonna be a limited series. I think it's like a 5-issue or 6-issue limited series, and the artwork's pretty cool as well.
Really good. This is what I'm excited
This
for.
is something I've been looking forward to for a while because it's Martinborough, but also the artwork is Sanford Green, and you guys know from the Bitterroot stuff that I keep. I'll die on that hill. I love that whole story and
Die
that
on that
run.
hill.
His Power
Sanford-
Man and his Power Man and Iron Fist.
Oh,
Was
it's ridiculous.
phenomenal.
But you just check out some of the artwork there. That Red Hood
sick.
there, in there, and there is a little bit of a story as it opens. Is it's stuff that's taking place prior to the Joker War, Paul, and then there's a little bit of a time jump, and he's dealing with another vigilante, and this is just going to be like kind of like Bloodhaven is for Nightwing. The Hill is going to be kind of the place that Red Hood sort of occupies. I know this is a limited series as well, but I'd like to see if Sanford Green could get the Bitterroot army, those guys back together, and they could do something ongoing with Red Hood.
Hopefully
because
it sells well.
it's one issue, and I love the artwork. He's doing all of the cover A's, and I think they have like an alternating artist doing all the B covers, but he does the interiors. His art is ridiculous. If you've ever seen the Bitterroot artwork, if you've ever checked it out, you read that story, it's ridiculous. It's a family in 1920s Harlem that are monster hunters, and the monsters are powered by racism. It's a ridiculously violent story, but it's great. Monster hunters in Harlem, a family of monster hunters in Harlem in the 20s. That's what Bitterroot is. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Last week they announced that Sanford Green's doing a Doctor Doom series. He's co-writing.
He's going to do a one shot with Hickman.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a
Yeah.
series, but I saw that. I'm like,
I can't
he would
wait.
kill it on Doctor Doom.
Yeah, guys. But that's what I got. I know we're running out of time. We're up against it. It's almost a taco time or a pizza time or no, arugula time.
Madam Web time.
Madam Web time. James, thank you for taking the time to hang out with us.
Thank you, guys.
Do you have any thing you wanted to mention? Anything coming up? You doing any Comic-Con appearances or anything?
I think Free Comic Book Day in May, for Saturday in May, I'll be at Fandom Burst. We do free sketches there.
Nice.
They have free comic books for the kids, and anybody really comes in. I also, months ago, when we started talking, I asked Shane who everybody's favorite superhero was, and I've got sketches for everybody.
No,
That's awesome.
you did
That's
not.
awesome.
Cool.
Shane, you want to say who's it? So I've got
Oh yeah, Batman here is for Paul.
Correct.
Nice.
Deadpool is for Sonny.
No.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Dude, this is so rad.
Real fast. This is for Frank.
That's so cool.
Erica Slaughter. That's dope.
Wow, that is
Thank you,
dope.
That's
James.
another amazing.
No way.
And that's
Thank
for
you.
you, my friend.
Hold on. And then
He's like, I'm not gonna
Marcus,
show.
hold on, that's my last one. Marcus is Dr. Manhattan.
Oh wow, that is
Oh,
sick.
thank you,
I
man.
don't know if you
And-
can see it, but
And I have Power
Yeah.
Girl.
Hold up that. I'll get it when we get up, but let me see that bat.
Batman?
That's super dope. Thank you. You
Yeah,
did. That's incredibly nice of you.
Thank
You
you,
did
my
not have
dude.
to do
Oh,
that.
my pleasure.
That's very
Wow.
kind.
Power
bro.
Girl for me.
Right. Oh, man.
That
Let's end it on
Slaughter
my
one
art.
is freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, let's everybody show the art. We can get a good snap for it.
Paul, how
Yeah,
do they
thank
find
you.
us in the fandom verse on Free Comic Book Day?
You can find us in the fandom verse on Free Comic Book Day. at @into_comics on Twitter,
God in
at
heaven.
Into the West Comics on TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube, and at Into the West Comics on any audio platform. Shout out Dre, who's working hard on making clips and everything like that. We really appreciate him. And shout out Austin, who we had a lot of big mouths on the show today, so he wasn't able to get in, but we really appreciate him. And Marcus hasn't shaken him out of his boots yet.
No.
And thank you, James, for being here and doing those
Thank you, James.
and
No problem.
all your
Pleasure.
incredible work. And it was really a lot of fun to have you on here and hear about all the stuff you've done and gone through. We really appreciate you.
Yeah,
I love you.
absolutely.
My pleasure, you guys.
Glad to have
Stone,
you.
you're one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. And everybody
All
else.
And
4
he's
hours
met
that we've
Frank.
known.
Yeah, and everybody else I can't stand you. But Stone,
Safe. Yeah.
except for Quan, of course. Quan, I love you.
I love that you call me Stone like I'm in high school in his gym class. Every person of a certain melanin level called me Stone.
Stone, get out of here.
Or Stone or
Come over
Stony.
here
I'm
doing
like,
pull-ups.
I'm just like, I can't. I'm that cat from the poster.
We thank James
there,
for hanging
baby.
out with us tonight.
Yes.
Sonny, you got anything for the people real quick?
No, we'll see you. We'll see you next week. Thank you a lot. This is awesome. I'm hanging it up in the office.
Yes, appreciate
I'm
it, James.
so
Yeah,
stoked
yeah,
for
that
this.
is very cool.
Thank you
Very
so
cool.
much.
And
See y'all
for
next
tonight, it's Madam Web time in America.
Sydney Sweeney time.
Oh, Sonny, you took the words out of my mouth. Holy crap.
What is it? What are you saying?
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh,
time.
Sydney
Sydney
time.
Sweeney time in America.
What you could do instead is have an arugula salad.
Liz, I love you. I'm sorry.
Arugula salad.
Good night, everybody.
See y'all next week.
Have a good night.
Love you.
Good night,
James.
everyone.
Go to your
Good night,
LCS. Support your LCS.
Eva, I love you. LCS.